Alright, so I'm out here at BoneShaker at Horsnells Gully. We're having a look at the alternate line on the bottom half of the trail. So you come down there, the power lines are just up there a bit further. Come boosting down, and generally you'd go straight down there into the open, and then it starts the steep stuff a little bit further down. Or, not long ago the trail fairies came through here, tidied this whole thing up. It was way overgrown, wasn't really rideable for a long time. Almost since I started riding, so probably 2008, 2009, maybe 2010's the last time I saw this running, maybe a bit later, I don't know, I can't remember. But they fixed it right up. It's pretty much just loose, steep, single track, cut in by hand, and it is so much fun. So we're just going to have a look at it. Down here, so this left-hander off the main line, you got a double drop, or two consecutive drops, so a little drop here. It's no biggie, just make sure you don't drop your nose in, give yourself a little bit of float, get some backside, and it's the same on that next one. You just want a little bit of float, backside, and then you're into the fun technical stuff. So let's have a look. So rolled in off those two drops, and then it comes straight into a little bit of a technical steep chute, which you've just seen on the camera, into this little booter. You can go as long as you want on this booter, depends on how much you want to stay off the brakes on that chute. And then you got a nice steep right-hander into a left, into a couple more lefts and rights, and it's mint. So you got this little series of lefts and rights here, and then it switches into more lefts and rights. It's so good. So I've come out of that nice berm over this little rocky huck, around this right-hander that you just seen, and then it's just a traverse. It's just a steepish single track kind of rut traverse. It's loose as a goose. This whole place is loose as a goose, as you can see. It's hard with the shadow, but yeah, it's killer. It's so good. And it just goes more steep lefts and rights. So yeah, the aim of the game here is to sit back in your pedals, so obviously dip your heels a little bit because you're on the steeper stuff, and steer with your hips and look well and truly up ahead, because these lefts and rights come out of nowhere. If you don't know where you're going, you'll end up just off the track. So pay attention to where you're going, and yeah, just let it swing. And just another quick tip about riding stuff like this, or anything you're riding really, but this especially, if you're riding technical stuff, you can't be a passenger, you can't let the bike ride you. You got to kind of be looking to push the back wheel into things, push the front wheel into things, looking to hop out of things and pull your bike away from certain directions. If you're just a passenger and rolling down, brake, accelerate, this isn't the track that's going to be friendly to you. So it'll just spit you up and chew you up and spit you out. So be mindful that when you're riding technical trails, you must be active on the bike. You must use your body language, your bike karate or whatever you want to call it. So just another thing to think about. So we come out of all that good stuff, all the technical single track, kind of steep, and then it flattens off just here. And you got this blind, looks like a sender. And if you don't know where you're going to die. So what it is, it's a tight right off of this sender. So you've got to come up here, hit the anchors, get in this tight right, take that left, and you can see I got my bag down there. And then just down there in the distance, right there's a really nice drop. So it's quite loose on the way in, and then it's a kind of full commitment drop, so we'll have a look at that next. Alright, so you've just seen me come through all this loose stuff. You can tell how loose it is, it's just on the brakes the whole way through, just sliding. Drop in through here, this little crevice. And then, this is that drop, so I don't know if the camera does it much justice, but I'm coming here, set up, and then you've got to do a little huck, and that rock just there is kind of where you're aiming. You just want to be left of that rock. So off this tip here, beeline is there, but honestly I don't think it's much of a beeline. I think it's a bit sketchy. It's probably more sketchy. You're better off just shooting down and then dealing with the corner, because what makes this turn hard is the actual corner itself at the bottom. So you got to land, and you're pretty steep still when you're landing, so you've got to kind of turn it around the bend and try not to put it down, and then it's into more of the fun steep lefts and rights. So that's it. That's Horsnells Gully, BoneShaker, alternate line. I've been calling it Pineapple Express, just for, you got to give your trails a name. So I think it was called Mullies, or I can't remember what the guy said it was originally called, but it is what it is, whatever. I'll look it up on Trail Forks or something, or maybe I'll do a Strava run and see what it's all about. But you get the picture. It's a killer track. It's a tough one to be pushing up and down for filming, but so much fun. I love this stuff. This is probably my favourite part of all the videos I do, is getting up, filming, and just getting immersed in the process. So I love it. This track's wicked. If you game and you think your skills are up to it, come and ride it, come and suss it out, and obviously be cautious first run, but have some fun. I ran over a brown snake just before, down the bottom in the valley, so if you're coming out this time of year, be very careful. It was like a war cry when I went over it, because I couldn't get out of the way. I couldn't do nothing. I didn't want him to jump up, and it's like instinct comes out, and it's just a roar, like, whoa, scary. So brownies are, they're not aggressive. They don't generally strike, but they can for sure. And if they do, they're very poisonous and deadly. So you got to be careful. And yeah, it's all good. But we're done. We're dusted. And thanks for watching.